Hello everyone, welcome back. This video is continuation of Module 3 Embedded System Components. In the previous videos, we covered the topic Embedded versus General Computing, history, classification, measure and core of an embedded system. Now we'll go further and study in detail about embedded system. In this video, we'll discuss on topics memory, memory of an embedded system. Then we'll see the sensors, actuators, then LED, 7-segment LED display, stepper motor, keyboard, push button switch, then communication interface, onboard and external types, and embedded firmware, and lastly we'll cover the other system components here. Now going to the first topic, that is memory. So why do we require memory? So memory to store the data or the program here. So memory will play an important role in processor or controller based embedded systems here, and it can be on-chip memory or off-chip memory here. So what is this on-chip memory? So it is called as a built-in memory. So some of the processor controller contain built-in memory in the chip, and the memory is called as an on-chip memory here. Off-chip memory, the other processors or controller do not contain any memory inside the chip and requires external memory to be connected to store the data or program. That is called as what? The off-chip memory. And also it requires some working memory to hold the data temporarily during certain operations. So here the embedded systems may use registers as a temporary storage devices here. Then going on the different type of memory used in embedded systems. So the type of memories used in embedded systems are the program storage memory, then a read-write memory, random access memory, and the memory according to the type of interface, memory shadowing, then memory selection for embedded systems here. Now the first type is the program storage memory. As the name indicates what? So this memory stores the program or code here. So there are different type of program storage memory. So these memories can be the volatile or non-volatile. So first type is a masked ROM, that is MROM. Then the programmable read-only memory, that is PROM, and one-time programmable memory, OTP memory. Then erasable programmable read-only memory, that is EPROM. Then electrically erasable programmable read-only memory, that is EEPROM. Then we have flash memory, then NVRAM here. Then according to the read-write memory or random access memory, we have two types. One is the static RAM and dynamic RAM here. Then also we will study about the NVRAM. Then we have memory according to the type of interface, then memory shadowing, then memory selection for embedded systems. Now we'll go to the first type of memory, that is a program storage memory here. So the program memory or code storage memory. So this program memory is also called as a code storage memory, and for an embedded system it stores the program instructions, and it can be classified into different types as shown in the figure. So it can be categorized as the PROM, masked ROM, then EPROM, EEPROM, then flash memory, then NVRAM here. So the code memory retains its contents even after the power is turned off. So when the system gets off, okay, when the user turn off the system, so this code memory retains its contents even after the power is turned off. So this memory is called as a what? The non-volatile storage memory. So whatever the program code written in this memory cannot be erased by the programmer here. So they are inbuilt memory here. Now coming to the first type of program storage memory, that is the masked ROM here. So masked ROM is a type of read-only memory whose contents are programmed by the integrated circuit manufacturer here. And the manufacturers like the Texas Instruments, Intel, AMD, and another called the Cyril Systems. It is a Bengaluru based chip company, so who manufactures these integrated circuits here. And the content of the masked ROM are programmed by these manufacturers here rather than by the user here. So the terminology mask come from the integrated circuit fabrication here. So what is meant by fabrication? So fabrication means it is a process used to manufacture semiconductor devices, typically metal oxide semiconductors devices used in integrated circuits here. So where the memory regions of the chip are masked off during the process of photolithography. So what is this photolithography? So this word comes from the Greek word. Photo means light, litho means stone, graphy means writing here. So this photolithography is a printing method in which light or UV rays plays an essential role. It is a process used in a micro fabrication. So fabrication means it is a process used to manufacture semiconductor devices here. And the main advantage of mask ROM is its cost here. So it is cost effective, and the mask ROM is more compact than any other kind of semiconductor memory, since the cost of an IC strongly depends on its size. The mask ROM is cheaper than any other kind of a semiconductor memory, and whose contents are programmed by the IC manufacturers here. Now applications of mask ROM. So it is good for storing the embedded firmware for low cost embedded devices here. So once the design is done and the firmware requirements are tested and frozen, the binary data, so the code on the chip, the binary data corresponding to it can be given to the MROM fabricators here. The limitations is with MROM based firmware storage is the inability to modify the device's firmware against the firmware upgrades, because the contents are programmed by the IC manufacturers rather than by the user here. Now coming to the second type of program storage memory, that is a PROM or OTP. A PROM means a programmable read-only memory, and OTP means one-time programmable memory. Why it is called as a one-time programmable memory? Because it is allowed to modified only once by the user here. Hence it is called as a OTP memory. A programmable read-only memory, a PROM, is a form of a digital memory where the setting of each bit is locked by a fuse or anti-fuse here. It is a one type of ROM, read-only memory, and the data in them are permanent and can be changed only once by the user here. So this is one type of ROM, read-only memory, so that can be modified only once by the user here. So this PROM is a way of allowing a user to code program using a special machine called PROM programmer here. So this machine, PROM programmer, supplies an electrical current to specific memory region or a cell in the ROM, so that effectively blows a fuse in them. So this process known as burning the PROM. And since this process leaves no margin for error, because only one time is allowed to modify it. Then, and it is not pre-programmed by the manufacturer, and the end user is responsible for programming here. And it is programmed by the PROM programmer, which selectively burns the fuses according to the bit pattern to be stored into the memory. And fuses which are not blown or burned represent logic 1, whereas fuses which are blown or burned represents a logic 0, and the default state is logic 1 here. Now coming to the applications and the limitations. So the OTP, one time programmable memory, is widely used for commercial purpose, whose prototype versions are proven and the code is finalized here. So whose prototype is already proven and the code is finalized, so that time it can be used in commercial production here, and it is a low cost solution for commercial production. Limitations of OTP are not useful and not worth for development purpose, because during the development phase the code is subject to continuous changes, and using an OTP each time to load the code is not economical. Now coming to the third type of program storage memory, that is EEPROM. So this EEPROM memory gives enough flexibility to reprogram the same chip. So in the case of PROM, we have seen it is allowed to modify by the programmer only one time. But in the case of EEPROM, it gives enough flexibility to reprogram the same chip as many as times. And EEPROM stores the bit information by charging the floating gate of an FET, that is a field effect transistors. And a bit information is stored by using an EEPROM programmer, which applies high voltage to charge the floating gate. And EEPROM contains a crystal window, and this window is used to erase the stored information. And if this window is exposed to ultraviolet rays for a fixed duration, the entire memory will be erased here. So that we need to take care that this window should not be exposed to the ultraviolet rays for some amount of time here, or else the entire memory will be erased here. And the limitations, even though the EEPROM chips is flexible in terms of reprogrammability, it needs to be taken out of the circuit board and put in the UV eraser device for 20 to 30 minutes here. So it takes much time to erase. So it is a tedious job and a time consuming process here. So to overcome these limitations, they have designed another memory called the EEPROM, electrically erasable programmable read-only memory. They have advantages compared with the EEPROM. We'll see what are those advantages here. So the information contained in the EEPROM memory can be altered by using electrical signals at the register or byte level, and they can be erased and reprogrammed in the circuit. And these chips include a chip erase mode. So in this mode, they can be erased in a few milliseconds. So this is what the advantage over EEPROM. So EEPROM takes 20 to 30 minutes to erase, but the EEPROM takes a few milliseconds. And applications, it provides a greater flexibility for system design, and limitation is the capacity. So it has the limited capacity, that is only few kilobytes compared with the standard ROM here. Now coming to the fifth type of program storage memory, that is flash memory. So this flash memory is the latest ROM technology and is the most popular ROM technology used in today's embedded designs here. And this flash memory is a variation of EEPROM technology. It combines their programmability of EEPROM and the high capability of standard ROMs here. A flash memory is organized as a sectors or pages here. So the memory is organized as the blocks or pages. A flash memory stores information in array of floating gate MOSFET transistors, that is metal oxide semiconductor field effect transistors, and it is a voltage controlled device here. The erasing of a memory can be one at a sector level or page level without affecting the other sectors or pages here. So here the erasing of a memory can be the sector level, that is a block level, or the page level here. So without affecting the other sectors of pages here. And each sector or page should be erased before reprogramming here. And the typical erasable capacity of flash is 1000 cycles.